Start. Start means identifying the initial point, action, or stage of something. It's about figuring out the first step to take or the beginning of a process, project, or task. It can also refer to a physical location where something begins, like a product design starting point. If you ask yourself where to start, often implies a sense of uncertainty or a need for direction, especially when facing a new or complex situation. It's a question about the initial steps to take in a new endeavor, whether it's a project, a problem, or a journey. Here are some examples. Starting a project. Where do we start with this new product design? This means figuring out the initial tasks, such as outlining the scope, creating a wireframe or rough, skeletal representation, choosing a platform, and then benchmarking. Resolving a problem. I don't know where to start with this technical issue. This indicates a need to identify the root cause, gather information, or consult with experts. Benchmarking for a new product involves comparing its performance, features, and market position against those of existing products, both within the same industry and potentially even across different industries, to identify areas for improvement and competitive advantages. It's a process of setting standards and measuring against them to ensure the new product meets or exceeds customer expectations and remains competitive. Why benchmark a new product? Identify strengths and weaknesses compared to competitors, allowing for strategic development of the product. Market trend understanding. Stay informed about market shifts and emerging trends to adapt the product accordingly. Performance improvement. Highlight areas where the product can be enhanced, leading to continuous product improvement. Customer expectation alignment. Ensure the product aligns with or surpasses customer needs and expectations. Unique selling point identification. Define what makes the new product different and valuable in the market. Internal process optimization. Analyze internal processes and workflows against best practices to identify areas for improvement. Types of benchmarking. Competitive benchmarking, comparing the new product directly against competitors' offerings. Functional benchmarking, examining how different industries address similar problems, seeking inspiration for innovative solutions. Internal benchmarking, comparing the new product against existing products within the same company to identify internal best practices. Steps in benchmarking. Define goals, clearly outline what you want to achieve with the benchmarking process, whether it's improving a specific metric, identifying key differentiators, or understanding market trends. Identify benchmarks, choose relevant products, processes, or companies to compare against. Collect data, gather data on key metrics, features, pricing, and customer feedback. Analyze data, compare the new product's performance against the benchmarks and identify areas of strength and weakness. Develop action plan, create a plan to address the identified gaps and leverage the insights gained from the benchmarking process. Explore funding sources. Define your needs and investor profile. Funding goals, clearly outline how much capital you need and what milestones it will enable you to achieve. Investor alignment, identify investors whose interests and expertise align with your product and industry. Desired involvement, determine if you need just capital or also mentorship, connections, and strategic guidance. Angel investors, individuals who invest in early-stage startups and can provide valuable mentorship. Venture capital, VC, firms that invest in high-growth potential companies, often at later stages. Crowdfunding platforms, raise funds from a large number of individuals, potentially offering rewards or equity in return. Incubators and accelerators, programs that provide resources, mentorship, and sometimes funding to help startups grow. Strategic partners, companies that can invest in your product's development or distribution for mutual benefit. Friends and family, an initial source of funding, especially for early development. Government grants and loans, explore government initiatives supporting innovation and entrepreneurship. Small business loans. Consider loans from banks or other financial institutions if your business has some track record. Network and build relationships. Industry events. Attend conferences, workshops, and pitch competitions to connect with investors. Networking platforms. Leverage LinkedIn, AngelList, and other online platforms to expand your network. Warm introductions. Ask your contacts for introductions to potential investors. Build your online presence. Create a professional website and be active on social media to attract attention. Be persistent and prepared for rejection. Investor outreach. Actively reach out to potential investors and follow up professionally. Iterate on your pitch. Be open to feedback and continuously improve your presentation and materials. Stay positive. Finding the right investor can take time, so maintain a positive attitude and learn from each interaction. By systematically approaching investor outreach and diligently building relationships, you can significantly increase your chances of securing funding for your new product and bringing it to market. To begin new product design, start with understanding the problem or need you're addressing, conducting user research, and brainstorming potential solutions. Then, develop a clear point of view, generate multiple design ideas and prototype and test them with users. This iterative process allows you to refine your product design based on feedback and insights. 1. Define the problem and conduct user research. Problem identification. Clearly define the problem or unmet need you're aiming to solve with your new product. User research. Dive deep into understanding your target audience, their behaviors, needs, and pain points. Empathize. Try to understand your users' perspectives and motivations. 2. Brainstorm and generate ideas. Ideation. Brainstorm a wide range of potential solutions and features. Sketching. Visualize your ideas through sketching to explore different design possibilities. 3. Develop a point of view. Define your product. Based on your research and ideation, create a clear definition of your product and its purpose. Focus on user needs. Ensure your product addresses the identified user needs and solves the problem effectively. 4. Prototyping and testing. Create prototypes. Build early prototypes, even low fidelity, to test your ideas and gather feedback. Iterate and refine. Use user feedback to iterate on your design, making improvements and adjustments along the way. 5. Refining the design. Consider accessibility. Design for accessibility to ensure your product is usable by a wider range of users. Consider sustainability. Think about the environmental impact of your product and design for sustainability. Ensure manufacturability. Design your product to be feasible and cost-effective to manufacture. Ensure serviceability. Means making sure a product or system can be easily maintained, repaired, and serviced throughout its life cycle. Ease of access. Clear documentation, standardized components, diagnostic tools, reliability and availability, customer-friendly design. Build a portfolio. If you're a designer, build a portfolio to showcase your skills and projects. Learn from others. Consider taking a product design course or bootcamp. 6. Planning and execution. Develop a plan. Create a plan for the product development process, including timelines and milestones. Source materials and production partners. Find the necessary materials and production partners for your product. Calculate unit economics. Analyze the costs and pricing of your product to ensure profitability. 7. Launch and iterate. Marketing and launch. Develop a marketing strategy to reach your target audience and generate interest in your product. Continuous improvement. Monitor user feedback and data after launch to continuously improve your product. If you still don't know where to start, it indicates a feeling of being overwhelmed or uncertain about how to begin your project. It suggests a lack of clarity or direction on the first step and can mean that you are unsure of the best approach or prioritization. The most effective prioritization approach depends on the context, whether it's personal tasks, product development, or a project. Generally, a combination of methods, including the Moscow method, Eisenhower matrix, or ABCDE method, can lead you to efficient prioritization. Focus on identifying what's truly important and urgent, then leverage tools to organize and manage your workload and project accordingly. Good luck.